Due to the graphic nature of its content, listener discretion is advised.
From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we fight our country's battles in the air, on land and sea. First to fight for...
On this episode of Cigars and Sea Stories, Mike and Juslin sit down with Joe Trainor Jr. and Erik Carlson of the Oasis, or as we have affectionately become known to call it, the Bro-Oasis.
Oh, yeah. What do you guys think about the Oasis here at One Pet, One Vet? I hate to turn the conversation around on you guys, but
yeah, right away. Like
what do you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just like the feeling, you know.
The biggest thing for me was pulling off the main road. What took me straight away was the white fences on either
stands
side.
Out.
A very country setting, coming down that road. Mm-hmm. And then what I really liked about it personally, like I haven't been around 360 degrees, the exterior perimeter of the property, but what it made me feel like was almost like coming on post. Like it had similar security, if you want to think of it that way, in a mental way. So then when you come in and swing around in and we parked and wound up doing the tour and whatnot, I think that, for me being a kid who grew up in Michigan, reminds me a hell of a lot of home, and it's relaxing. And that's the thing about the Midwest especially, is you can just chill out and like be a normal person. Maybe that sounds a little crazy, but like there are a lot of places that are around America, such as urban epicenters, where the vast majority of our population lives. And I'm sure there's a lot of veterans in shoe boxes right now that are probably listening, or driving in their car, commuting an hour each way, or going, fuck man, I could use a little taste of fucking nature, hanging out with some bros out in gorgeous, we're just over the border in Indiana. So
and that's where that idea pretty much started when we first came out here and looked at the property. Being from the city myself, it was just like you can really relax out here, and that's when it started. We're talking to Joe about let's not only do the dogs, which is our basis, but this would be great for guys whether they're transitioning coming home or if they've been out for a while, maybe they've got family stuff, financial stuff going on. Just need to get away for a weekend, come out here and do some fishing or something, and just relax. I mean, this is pretty much a good place to do it.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
It's like R&R from regular life. So for you Civ Div guys out there, got out, you need some R&R. His you want to give a quick plug as to how guys can get in to the facility, how they can get into a program that comes through, how they can get on the property and experience this for themselves? Absolutely.
You can go to our website, One Pet, One Vet. That's in the number one pet, P-E-T, number one vet, VET.com. You can go to our volunteer tab, log in your information. That's it. Literally, whether you find the love of a canine companion on this property or you find love of the property of simply being able to get away from it all, this place has it all in one great facility. So, and that's why we're real excited about bringing all the sporting programs here, because it's not just for our adaptive guys. It's for anybody.
Yeah.
And it's the ability to go out there and do archery, do climbing, get things back together, get redisciplined, refocused. And when you leave these gates, you should have the biggest anxiety as far as, do I have everything together? Am I good to go? Am I ready to face the real world again? Hell yeah, you're ready to face the real world again. You get that R&R in you that you needed, and now it's ready to go back out.
And just to touch on guys, if they want to come in and volunteer and stuff, when we get this adaptive stuff going, our archery range should be up in the next 2 weeks, and we should have groups coming through. If guys want to come out and just help run a range, and be around other vets that are out there, maybe guys that have physical disabilities or something, and just help them, because it's a lot easier for them to relate to other vets than, having to go somewhere and, people looking at them and feeling sorry for them. It's because that's not what they want. They come out here, they know what they're going to get. Hey, they're going to get no slack on the range. They're going to get jabbed, and that's what it is. But once the facility's up and once we start adding these programs out here, the kayaking and stuff like that, we're going to need volunteers to help, So anybody wants to come out, do the stuff during the day, barbecue at night, have a couple beers, enjoy the Oasis. It's still growing on me, but
See, he's officially bought in.
yeah, slowly.
We got him.
He drank the Kool-Aid just now.
Yeah.
Me of all people, no, I'm fucking with my microphone. Sometimes these cords get in the way. You know how that is.
Mm-hmm.
We had the same setup the last time we saw you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, how crazy is that? Operation Keep Your
3 weeks
Spanky
later.
to once again showing how the whole network works. We met in D.C. for the GI Film Festival, and then you guys came to the very ending for Operation Keep Your Spanky. And 2 weeks later, here we are at the Oasis.
Was that your first contact? Was DC?
It was
First time.
actually on the road when they were, because Mike had known Dan Spangler, and had helped him arrange the initial stages of that entire endeavor. And then while they were on the road, we managed to get them to call in on a Skype interview, which we have the capacity for, which is kind of a cool little get up we've got. So we had them on in that capacity, and then in person after the after party. Post after party? Is that how it goes? Incipient after.
Hit me up at the after party. Yo.
So it was good to see that kind of come to a close. Like, you guys were tired and frazzled, but gave us the time of day. We certainly appreciate that as well.
Oh. Yeah,
Hopefully
Mount Vernon, Missouri is where we actually had, right before we got to St. Louis, is when we had the Skype interview.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, we actually pulled off on the side of the road. And
Shout out to Missouri there.
yeah, St. Louis. But that was pretty much 3/4 of the way, with the trip. But our biggest cities were yet to come, if you will.
Yeah.
And that was a big, but at the same time, it was, our nuts were busted at that time. We were tired.
Yeah.
We've been on the road for 20-some days, I know you guys have a trip ahead of you here today,
Oh, please.
and I can't wait because I know exactly how you feel.
Well, we got a book on tape that we're gonna throw in right at the beginning and try to just rock it out.
It's not a romance novel.
That
Is
and podcasts.
Well, it's 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh, nice. You guys going to act that out on the way, or
Wow.
just not a big deal.
50 Shades of Gay?
Exactly.
There you go.
50 Shades
It's
of Road
whips and
Trip.
chains and handcuffs and giving your buddy Roadhead across America. That's basically what it boils
Broadhead.
down. Broadhead.
Broadhead.
Broadhead. There it is.
All the bros started at the Broasis. And I don't know about you guys, but listening to the radio is something that just we didn't do. And we did in Huntsville, Alabama, literally on day 4. We listened to the radio for the first time together in the car and got a phone call from somebody, and they're like, "Hey, where are you guys going?" We're like, "What are you talking about?" And they're like, "Yeah, we can see on the stalker cam that you guys have already passed Huntsville." And we're like, "Oh, shit. I guess we got to turn the music down and actually focus." So we drove 45 minutes out of our way. So,
Watching you on the stalker cam.
yeah.
So you guys, your next stop is where? Colorado?
Yeah.
Nothing in between?
No, probably only that memorial, and then
yeah.
on the way out.
Yeah, if you guys get a chance, it's only about an hour and a half up the road from here. Middle East Conflicts War Memorial. You see the signs, the state park signs, the brown ones, on I-80, and I think you guys will like it.
Absolutely.
And without, like I said, the run's coming up this Saturday, the Illinois Motorcycle Freedom Run, but to go there now, there'll be people there working, doing prep stuff, but you'll kind of have the memorial to yourself where you can go there, and they had the papers there. They just put in the computer thing, so you can find any name you want on the computer and go directly to the panel, and then they have the the sketch pieces of paper and the pencil, so you can take
rubbings.
etchings, yeah. So you can do an etching of any names of your brothers that you got on the wall.
Definitely.
And that's anyone from 1979 all the way through the current, So.
Yeah, we've got to check that out.
Oh, yeah.
There's a few guys.
Yeah. Joe, last year was his first year there, and Yeah, he got a little emotional when we first went, and there was still a crowd of people. It was the day of the event, and so we didn't get as much time up there as we like. But of course, Joe spoke at that. He'll be speaking again this year.
That's always good. Joe speaking in front of large crowds.
Yeah, you never know what you're gonna get.
Good way.
Viagra, if you're listening, go ahead and donate to onepet1vet.com, please.
Start getting the Velcro patches on different sponsors, like NASCAR.
That's what we need.
Well, I'll tell you what's great. So Veridesk is one of our sponsors, and Veridesk makes it's a standing desk, right? You can have it in like a seated position where it's flat against the actual tabletop, but then it's got like a hand clip on either side. So not only does it stand up, but it actually like cantilevers up and back.
Yeah.
So you've got all the room that's underneath of the desk now while you're standing and whatnot.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We were talking about that there. I think better on my feet too.
Absolutely.
If I'm up moving and I can,
Yeah.
I just need something to record it. Well, instead of just talking to the walls. No, where's my paper clothes? That's another story.
That's a story for this right now.
Nah, I don't think so.
What the fuck? Thanks for hooking me up, VA.
Yeah, for any of you guys out there that happen to have an argument with a toll booth operator, you can hide out at the VA. just go there and tell them, you're not feeling so well, and they'll take care of you.
There are worse things. Could have been there for cancer.
Yeah. Well, I go there for
See what I
cancer,
mean?
too. I already got that. So,
Oh, Jesus,
we're
I'm
all
sorry.
good. That's that Irish skin cancer. I think all grunts get that eventually.
Yeah, hell
from
yes.
being outside.
I just
For
hope
being
I
next
don't
to
get
those
fucking
freaking-
skin tags.
Jammers. I'm sure I'd produce no freaking
Oh.
virility shit anymore. That
Have
shit's all
you
done.
seen these things that he's talking about? These
No.
ice jammers that he's talking about? Like a man portable ice system.
Okay.
So basically, the new iteration that we've got.
Oh,
and
yeah, you've
Ryan
seen
O'Donnell can tell you all about this. OD was one of the guys who I served with in PAT in Sangan, and it's basically like carrying a microwave around strapped to your back, so it looks like one of the Ghostbuster backpacks with a gigantic fucking antenna that pops up. And the long and short is, he's one of the guys in the stack, and he's blocking cell phone and radio signal and what have you. So that way, no
Can't
command
detonate on the way in.
det.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like fucking walking around with your radio or with your your radiology treatment. I mean, it's like, oh man, dude, like you're not getting bald patches in that back right quadrant, are you?
That's pretty high tech. See, in the old days, they just picked the lowest ranking man,
Right.
and that's
Definitely wasn't OD, but OD had to carry. He wanted to, man. I'm telling you what, that guy was a fucking motivator. He'd ruck that thing up and carry it through Sangan. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, you're out of your fucking mind.
No, we meant take the lowest ranking man and send him in.
Oh,
That was,
like the
that
canary
was
in
the
the
detection
cage?
device.
Everyone's growing a dick out of their forehead.
Still
4
got
years
your
later.
legs? All right.
Yeah.
That's how, I
That's
don't know
good
if they
frequencies.
still train for chemical in that way. If you guys don't have any of the test strips that you put on the uniform, you take the lowest ranking private and make him take off his mask for a set amount of time, then put his mask back on and watch him and see if he starts doing the kicking chicken.
No.
That was by the book. But if you didn't, if you weren't sure if there was a chemical agent to test the safety of the air, lowest ranking man,
There you
take off
go.
your mask, put it back on.
Kids got to
Got
go to
a remnant
Bloodshed.
of Alexander here, march off the cliff.
So you got to go to bloodshed.com. Got to get promoted. Got to figure that shit out. We got to figure out the special sauce. I ain't being the canary. That ain't happening.
Yeah, so any of you young guys out there, E1s, E2s, better make rank quick.
I don't think as a sergeant I could have turned and looked at a private and been like, well, it'd be like, well,
Do you need atropine?
I'm sorry, brother. You're going to have to pop that mask off. Either you take it off or we're ripping it off. You canary yellows. Let's do this.
Yeah, that was by the book.
dude, that's insane. That's fucking nuts.
There's a lot of experimentation that goes on us without our knowing.
No big deal.
Yeah. They just had anthrax get out of Dugway, Utah. Did you see that?
No.
They sent it via FedEx or something, one of the carriers, and they thought it was dead anthrax spores. Send them out to different labs across the country. It turned out that they were live. The machine that irradiates them, kills everything, didn't work. But nobody bothered to check. They just put them in the envelopes and sent them off on the FedEx trucks. It went to like
Holy
18
shit.
different states. But that Dugway Proving Ground used to be where Desert Phase of Ranger School was, last phase, which we go back and forth about this. Ever since the U.S. has been involved in conflicts in the desert, they eliminated Desert Phase. So go figure.
Really?
That's
I had to hear it every
beyond me.
fucking day of my life. Every fucking day.
Yeah.
I didn't go to winter phase of Ranger School, or not winter phase, fucking desert
yeah.
phase. So that's how fucked up Ranger School makes you. You don't even remember.
How long is Ranger School?
62 days.
It's 62 days now. It was 58 when they had four phases, and it's gone up and back a few days over the years. They keep adjusting stuff, but it's now they give you more food now. There's a little more caloric intake than there used to be. I went from 195 to 145, and
Wow. Yep.
burnt.
Yeah, but when you have your connotation of the 62 days of one meal a day and the 3 phases, you have 3 weeks of pre-ranger when you're in Ranger Regiment.
Yeah.
So it's 3 weeks of getting ready to go to Ranger School. And you have 1 week of 0 week when you actually get to Ranger School. It doesn't count for anything. That's 0 week.
Just
They
a smoke
the
session.
shit out of you
Yeah.
and try to make the nutrition rate go down. Of course, this is before 9/11.
Yeah.
And so you have an extra, about a month. So, you have an extra month tacked on. And then if you're like me and you get to recycle mountain phase for fucking knots, but you're 6 for 6 on patrols, in the wintertime, right before Christmas Exodus, you get to come back to reacclimation week in Dahlonega, Georgia. So you get Christmas Exodus for 2 weeks. Then you get to come back and start the whole fucking phase all over again, and then go through reacclimation week to get used to the cold weather again. And then you get to go back to fucking winter.
It's just an all-around
mountain
miserable
phase.
experience.
It's absolutely miserable. So I ended up spending like 6 months in Ranger School, and it was just complete heaven. I mean, if you go through in the springtime, I'd do it 2-3 times. I mean, I enjoy seeing the nature, beautiful. I couldn't touch my weapon, have my BDUs touch my clothes. I was frozen to death half the time. People are walking the
Can't tease
Appalachian
us.
Trail. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Go home. They got fucking fires built, like looks like fucking Nagasaki or Hiroshima out there. And, we can't have them more than your fucking knees, and you can't even start a fire in the snow anyway.
You guys were allowed to have fires?
Yeah.
See, that changed. No,
We couldn't start 'em.
We were never allowed to have
See what I'm talking
an
about?
open flame.
It was always harder.
I'm not saying it was
always
harder.
fucking
I'm just
harder.
saying that things were different.
I never started a
they did
fire in
things-
the Marine Corps.
No.
Never once.
I never even used the
I
heat
did
tab.
with rounds.
The little heat tabs
Yeah, I
they
was
used
just
to
getting
have.
ready to
Some
say
range.
Yeah.
Some
We
range
weren't
like,
allowed to
oh,
use
fuck.
them. No open
Hey,
flame.
we got a fire.
at
Stand
all.
by.
No smoking. No smoking in battalion. I know a lot of younger guys smoked. There was no smoking in battalion. So.
Yeah, but
it
you can
was-
still dip till your lip falls off.
Oh yeah, you track a ranger platoon through the jungle just by the fucking spit. You know? That or sunflower seeds.
Other things we do to pass the time: sunflower seeds, dip. What are some of the other good ones?
Crack.
Bitches.
Crack. That must be a new one.
Now, women and dip will always be the consistent in any military branch.
You guys had women in the field too?
No, looking at fucking
gonna say.
magazines or in your mind just mentally fucking snapping one off so
Obviously,
you can get.
obviously you weren't carrying enough weight in your ruck if you had room for a magazine.
I always got time to fucking snap one off, no matter how much weight I'm carrying. That tree looks fucking hot, especially when you haven't eaten or you haven't slept in days. Everything looks fucking good. Come here.
Did you get your combat jack?
Oh fuck
That
yeah!
was. I had one of my good buddies. He did 4 years in the Marine Corps and then came to Ranger Battalion, and he was a gunner in my platoon. And he, I won't say his name on here because I think he's still in. He went to Special Forces, but his big thing was after Panama was I got my combat jack. He rolled right over on an ambush line, rub one out while he's still on the gun. I'm like, you fucking idiot.
Hell yes.
Like,
I hope he used LSAT. Dude, I'm telling you, we had gunners who used LSAT before. Ain't no fucking joke. Just
Lube's not just for your bolts.
Jesus fucking Christ. Like LSAT, okay, but like COP, not happening.
he had it down to an art form. His big trick was the 2 pillows, a belt, and his NBC glove, and and a bottle of baby oil. You get the idea.
Hell yes. Hell yes.
I'm just picturing it now. That's pretty squared away, though. If you
That's
think about
solid.
it. It's squared away.
Scuba Gray, this one's for you.
You got room for more ammo in there? Nope. I got pillows in here. It's taking too much room. My baby oil's in the fucking way.
That's what happens when Marines come to Ranger Battalion.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We had several. We had several former Marines that came to battalion. And my senior gunner, when I first got to battalion, Specialist Reed, we just called him the big guy. He was like 6'4", about 240. His favorite thing used to be he'd come up and just lay his hand on your shoulder. Ranger Carlson, when's the last time you were heart punched? I'd have to give him the exact time of the last time, and he'd just wind up. He'd put a hand on my shoulder and wind up, bam, square in the chest. Just remember the time? I'd have to mark the time and let him know the next time.
Jeez.
I was that specialist. He was our senior gunner.
See why every day around here is PTSD for me?
Yeah.
Every day is Cigars Sea stories around here.
Hey, man, I know what you mean.
Which is the best part about it. Once again, veterans are able to relate to veterans better. Brothers are able to be there for each other better. That's what this place really is. I mean, yesterday we stood out there and yelled "fuck" as loud as we could, and nobody heard us.
Dude, that was cool. That was when we were jumping in. That was when Juslin kicked your dog into a bottomless pit of despair and
In my
heartache.
defense, before his head went under the water, I had already grabbed him by the shoulders. Joe went into immediate action, flung himself in the water, and was actively propelling the dog out of the water. It was less than a second.
And it wasn't like the Dane Cook thing when he was like, "You're about to be struck by a vehicle," but he couldn't say that. No, he had enough time to be like, "He can't swim." And I hop in and pick him up. So fuck.
What are you doing? He can't fuck. He's a bulldog.
I swear to God, I had no idea there were species. There were
Breeds of dogs that can't swim.
there were breeds that can't swim. Oh, good God. Yeah,
He's a fucking rock like his father. Look at him.
he's a cool dog, man.
That's the thing around here. You got nothing but fucking the badasses of the badass, from dogs to us.
There you go.
Badassery all around.
I took
Hell
a
yes.
nap on that little dock down there while it was raining yesterday. That was awesome.
Oh yeah.
Just heavy pour, but it's warm enough outside to be comfortable, and you're just like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Free shower right now and watch the water table rise. Okay.
Yep.
That's the whole part of this place is the stories and everything that come out of here is for the next person to come in and lay their mark on.
Hell yes.
Because they're going to hear, or see the pictures. Because I took pictures of you sitting down there. I was like, what the fuck is this guy doing? No, but I know that feeling where you could just go out there like Carlson with his weed whacker. And he weed whacks for fucking 12 hours straight.
That's my therapy.
He's out there killing fucking weeds and tree branches all day. Everybody has their own little spot on the property, to where it's like, holy shit. And there's spots that have yet to be discovered out there.
Yep.
There's all kind of stuff out there, and it'll continue to be continue to be touched, continue to be fucked in every way, But it takes you guys coming out here to really put that special mark on everything,
Hey,
So
man.
this place is waiting for everybody.
I'll come out here and bang gears on that 4-wheeler whenever you need me to. Dude, that thing's so much fucking fun. That's the other thing that I'm really looking forward to. I mean, like we got to come back. We're doing the ropes, right? We're doing the obstacle course,
ropes,
Mudder, like all sorts of kick-ass stuff. Yeah, tell us more about this. Like, what's the? Because you were telling me about it, and I got a little bit of the picture as far as the trails are concerned when we were out there.
Yeah, the race. What we want to do for the race is, without doing a copyright infringement on anyone, it's basically going to be a. We're gonna bill it as a Ranger Challenge. We're gonna invite some Ranger brothers down here, guys that served in regiment, and they're gonna administer a Ranger School / Ranger Battalion standard PT test: push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, 2-mile run. Well, it'll be a team event, so 2-man teams. Once you come in from your 2-mile run, you move directly over, and we'll probably be moving in groups of 30 or 40. Start groups at 30 or 40. Then you move over, and we have enough rucksacks where we can run this group, run groups afterward. The first time we do it, we want to have about 300 racers, so 150 teams, and they're going to go pick up a 50-pound ruck, and then they've got a 5+ K cross-country movement through a couple stream crossings and stuff. Come back around, they drop their rucks, and the rucks get re-weighed at the end to make sure nobody dropped any weight, on the back 40 there. And then they're going to move right on to the obstacle course, which will be set up in this open area out front. And the viewing area is going to be there so everybody can see the end of the race and the obstacles people going through, and it'll be a timed event. So it's going to be kind of an obstacle course / PT test, so it's multi-event. So you don't have to necessarily be the fastest team on any single event, or you're going to get points for push-ups, points for sit-ups, just like you would on a PT test, but you're also going to be graded on the other thing, obstacle course and the cross-country. So, and we're hoping to grow this thing over the next couple of years and maybe make it a little bigger. The neighbors we have here are really, really great. And if they can, we've talked to them, and they're open to the idea of letting us use some of their land for the course, so we may extend the course. It may wind up being a 7 or 8 mile cross-country movement, And eventually, I'd like to do a 2-day out here. Where the guys have to sleep out in the field, and it's you're out here and doing a 48-hour race on the property and incorporate our archery and maybe air rifle stuff like that. And so yeah, we've got a lot of plans for this. So we're hoping that'll take off, and we're looking to do that probably in the spring to twice a year. So we're looking at possibly next spring and then in the fall again. So we kind of bracket the normal race season up here. But we should still have enough good weather to get the stuff in.
Very cool. Yeah, I bet out here in the fall, it's absolutely gorgeous. Yeah.
And the wintertime is definitely a suck fest in a good way.
Yeah, well, you can still pull the same thing. I mean, cross-country skiing.
Yeah, we're.
Yeah,
believe me, there's winter stuff that we line up. It's like we say, it's all a matter of getting everything. Our funding and everything to set up these programs. Once we get all that in place, the more we can do out here, the more people we can help. But as far on the race side is, we'll be when it comes time, we'll be putting the information out there on our website, and we'll get word out to the community and stuff. So it's like I said, it's going to be limited the first year to about 300 racers. So what we want is it's going to be elite guys. We don't want not to badmouth anybody, but they have races like the Warrior Dash and stuff. 10,000 people show up, and it's fun, and people come out there for the weekend, get a little muddy and stuff. This isn't your race. You're going to get smoked out here on a PT test, graded when you're doing push-ups, and all you hear is 1, 1, 1 because you're not locking out properly. This isn't your CrossFit gym, where you're doing your pull-ups and you're swinging your arms and your whole body. Not going to count, So we'll let them, just give them a taste of our world, give them a taste of that grunt world for a while. So all you civilians are more than welcome to come out.
And that's the perfect...
An open challenge.
Well, that's the perfect point, is that, once again, us as brothers are able to relate to things not relating to competitions like that, but now corporate America and the local police and fire department are able to get a piece of what we've all gone through and what we can do in order to build them closer together. So you have corporate team building, you have interdepartment, growth as far as
Yeah,
police.
that's another thing we were looking at too, is like having a
Hell
local, get in touch with all the local police and fire departments and have a challenge. Have each department put teams out, cops versus firemen and individual departments, and do the same thing. Run a separate race just for them. You want bragging rights? Here's the course record. See how good you are.
Hell yes.
You get a little, makeshift Stanley Cup type thing for the for the record holders.
Yeah.
Get it engraved, have it go around. Department gets to carry it around for a week at a time.
Yeah, or you just have at the very end, little Joe get let off her leash, and that's your dash out of here. Congratulations! You go running out the gates.
I don't know if I ran this past Joe before. Have you guys been down to the round barn? The big half round, looks like a big Quonset hut.
No.
It's used as a garage right now, but it's got potential. I had a vision of actually having that as when we have bigger functions out here, like barbecues and stuff, setting up long tables in there and kind of making it like a long, like Valhalla, just the Great Hall. And any vets that wanted to bring pictures of their brothers, 8x10s, and put them in a little frame, and we'll put all those on the wall. Just the entire barn, the entire inside, and just.
So who loves that right there is one of the members of our team, Bennett Tanton.
Yeah.
He recon Marine, crossed over into the Army, wound up getting out, 03 I believe, but he's doing this nonprofit specifically called Warrior Hall, and it's like a old meat hall. That's what he wants to do, like that Viking meat hall where it's like men like hanging out and doing exactly that. Yeah, hell yes. I say, by the way, while we're jamming on all these different competitions out here, get some Six Sigma guys out here. You know what I mean? Some Six Sigma black belts. Be like, you think you're a real fucking black belt? Get some board members, suit and tie looking motherfuckers, running through the woods. You know what I'm saying? Like Six Sigma shit.
Yeah, all the
push a
fraternities
motherfucker
are
out in the
involved
lake.
too. If you're in a fraternity and you need some.
Hey, that's a
fraternity
sweet
bonding.
power tie, and then choke them out with it. Be like, Six Sigma. Like bow down on that fucking black belt and shit, like you guys pussies.
That's what we are.
Should be a black tie.
We're a fraternity of brothers,
Right.
So maybe the Oasis should be whatever the fuck fraternity names are.
No, do you know what I'm talking about with Six Sigma? That business. It's a business course. Lean Sigma, Six Sigma, all that other stuff. It's like business courses that specifically pertain to like lean production models and all sorts of crap.
I thought it was like Rex Kwon Do.
No, that's what I thought at first. At first, I thought it was a fraternity because it's Six Sigma. Then I was like, wait a minute, they get like belts and like no shit, you get like you're like a green belt, black belt, a red belt, like stuff like that. But
corporate development stuff.
Corporate development.
Like team.
It's all just corporate. Like we're not talking about any physical blah 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 whatever. We're talking about Dilbert and his buddies doing.
What's the name of that again?
Six Sigma.
Yes, you guys are all invited. You guys can come out. In fact, today we've got an opening about 12:30. You guys can come out.
And actually, anybody that's been through that course and has been successful in business, we need your money.
There you go.
So go ahead and donate today.
In fact, bring it here, and we'll take it off you after we smoke you.
I love it. Absolutely.
Want some more of it? You can have it here.
Yeah. Well, it's funny too, by the way, because Six Sigma does a lot of stuff as far as with veterans are concerned, like veteran development is part of the vocational rehabilitation thing. And the reason, it's part of Voc Rehab. It's fucking cool because the whole idea is like, I don't know business, or at least I didn't when I got out of the Corps. I just thought it was funny as shit, though, that they were like, yeah, he's a black belt and shit like that. I was like, wow, that's fucking hardcore. And so you and I are picturing black belt on a gi, but like when I think of Six Sigma black belt, literally it's like a dress belt, it's like a local buckle.
I got one of those. One of those in the room.
It's like, oh yeah, it's like a green belt in Six Sigma, and I picture this like, I don't know, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles belt with like a
That's
and he's like
the,
rocking it in a 3-piece suit.
That's the
'cause he's
starting.
baller.
That's your starting belt. That's like your white belt, right?
Right, exactly. It's your white belt for Six Sigma.
They're laughing back at us. They're like, all you're talking about is how you need money to build all this shit. We need the fucking money.
Why don't you take some Six Sigma?
Yeah,
and
make
learn
fun of
how
our
to build
fucking
it?
belts.
Well, maybe there could be a crossover. You guys go through and have to kick ass and get your black belts in Six Sigma. They have to come through and pass your course.
Well, it's like
I don't think it'd work.
we were talking
I
about.
don't think it'd work.
We were talking about, EBV and entrepreneurship and all of these other different things. I mean, it's like no joke. One of the things that I was thinking of is, I hate the idea of a retreat. Psychologically, I don't like the idea of the word even.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, like the Oasis, the Broasis, is like perfect in my opinion because it really does feel like an oasis.
The
But
compound sounds too militant.
right, well, it's like my place.
Like
I
the
just
feds
call
would
it
be looking
Fob
after us.
Invictus. So, don't come to my fob. What do you mean? What is a fob? Yeah, okay, definitely don't come to my fob. Definitely don't come out of my
What do you
fob.
think I'm doing with the weed whack? I'm clearing lanes of fire out there.
Exactly. Final protective runs and shit, putting up triplet. No, but coming out here and doing a ranger course, you know what I'm saying? Like, if there's a team of entrepreneurs, because I mean, we're looking to get him an EBV. Bennett and Tim are both EBV, so that's 3 out of 4. So like, we're coming back out here with our team. How great would it be to intermingle business, a bromantic engagement,
Always
and and some ranger tripping? So that'd be cool.
Yeah, we'll make sure that we do some tripping for sure.
Yeah, no big what. Yeah, dude, there's all sorts of great shit that you could wind up doing out here. This is a fantastic place, honestly.
Yeah, one of the events too, they want to jump in the open field back there on the back 40.
They want to jump in.
Yeah, when we have this
That's awesome.
our gathering of clans for all the guys who served in Ranger Battalion, I had, as soon as I put it out there, I had the first couple guys that I served with call, hey, can we jump in? I'm like, yeah, go get yourself a bird and some shoots and have at it. I'm like, I got drop zones all over the place here. Like, all right, we're on it. Run with it.
Hell yes. Dude, that's awesome. Tim would be down for that.
That's what I was trying to link him up
Yep.
with.
Yeah.
So
Dude, that guy's thousands, tens of thousands of jumps. I mean, like, well, he's a jump master or dive master or whatever, so he was on like the mobile training team and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's just traveling the nation on like a grind. But like your grind is like jumping out of a fucking airplane like 10 times a day.
Yeah.
You're just like, wait a minute, that's a grind? Like,
That can get fatiguing, though.
Right.
That's when they start getting complacent. We had a guy who was former military, this back in the 80s, but and filmed it, had a camera on his helmet, was doing civilian stuff up, and he was instructing civilians, went out of the bird without a chute. Literally left the bird. I mean, he was just so comfortable with his equipment over the years. He had so many friggin' jumps. Got in the bird with these people, went out and filmed himself smoking all the way in, just all the way to the ground. No chute
holy
on.
Christ.
This guy had over 1,000 jumps. Just ridiculous.
Wow.
It happens. You get complacent. Your mind gets somewhere else, and
Yeah.
that can happen in anything. That can happen in everyday life. So.
Dear Lord. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe get like smoked by a bus when you're in the middle of a crosswalk. Like, I'd be okay with that. You know what I mean? But like,
because then people are going to be out there taking pictures of it, and there's always going to be someone like us laughing. Look at that idiot,
right?
So
Yeah,
that's a little embarrassing. I'd rather just off on my own and
at the Broasis,
That's the
smoking.
Broasis.
slowly just fucking fade away. You hear the weed whacker going 1 minute, next minute nothing.
I was out there yesterday and with the lightning going out there, and I'm cutting down the tree. And I'm like, this probably isn't a good idea.
Oh man. Yeah.
That's how you feel around here. Blue skies.
Yeah, we got some.
It
sun.
really is. We need to paint the picture because we're sitting in the middle of this gorgeous home right now. We're out in the living room area. I mean, like, a whole wall is covered in windows. The light is absolutely gorgeous. The lake going out behind the house.
Got about a 20-foot vaulted ceiling.
Yeah. Yeah, 20-foot vaulted ceiling, beams, wood beams going across.
Nice flat screen TV. We got to see the Hawks win yet another Stanley Cup last night.
Yeah, congratulations to the Blackhawks.
It was big, yeah.
Yeah, good for business.
I mean, go Red Wings, but, whatever.
Yeah, if anybody wants to buy a Red Wings jersey.
Yeah, tell them about that. Tell them about the Red Wings jersey. Tell them about the Red Wings event.
So no shit, there I was at the Garmin Golf event, June 2nd. And needless to say, our poor ass, broke ass, veteran asses were part of this due to Operation Keep Your Spanky. And the marketing director had given us an arm length of tickets for raffle at the very end for the raffle drawing. And needless to say, our number popped up, and it was the most expensive prize of all, and it was a autographed signed jersey from the Detroit Red Wings with season
2 tickets for the season opener,
Yeah,
for next season, 2016.
Yeah, you get to meet the players and all kind of other fancy bullshit that I have no intention on doing.
That is
getting a boner right now.
But but I obviously know now that you are a diehard Red Wings fan.
Oh, yeah. I'd S your D for that one right there.
Especially when you put the jersey on yesterday.
Dude, that was awesome.
His voice went up like 2 octaves.
It was so
Oh, yeah.
It was so awesome.
And then he disappeared for about 10 minutes.
Like a high school girl.
It's exactly, man.
Now there's a nice couple little white stains on there, too.
You broke it, you bought it.
Oh, dude.
Caught his Oasis jack.
Shout out to Mike Ilitch, fellow Marine, owner of the Detroit Red Wings. No big deal. He also started Little Caesars.
Don't mind the protein stains.
He's that guy. Yeah, don't mind the bro juice stains. It happened at the Bro-Oasis, so it's totally cool. What happens at the Bro-Oasis stays at the Bro-Oasis until we fucking record it and share it with the world.
That's the
See what's going on here?
Uh-huh.
See what's going on here?
The cell phone drop box at the gate there as you come in.
It's like Camp
I like
David.
that. I like that idea.
You like that?
Cell phone drop-off box.
There
You
you
see
go.
that? Just a whole, plan around it. If you're coming on this weekend, you relinquish everything. You're in here.
Yeah, just
Yeah, but how are
put it in
people
the
gonna
lock
take
box.
pictures?
Just put it in the lock box.
People are going to want to take pictures and tweet it to the universe.
There
and
are
Facebook
other
and-
devices that have pictures.
We got some cameras. We'll have some cameras laying on. Take all the pictures you want. Then when
Yeah,
we're
why don't
done-
we talk to the combat photographer man over there about
Yeah.
picture taking? And all those pictures he took in Iraq.
Look at him clamming up over there. I can see his dimples through that 5
The only combat photographer man I've ever heard of that I've never seen one fucking picture but spent like 3 years in country.
All you got to do is go to World Picture News, type in my name, and photographs are there.
And he still won't take a picture today. It's like, how do you work this fucking phone?
Yeah,
Take a fucking picture.
It's because it's a phone.
it's a phone. I'm used to SLRs, man.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about that? Do you want to share that knowledge of wisdom?
That's kind of a long story, but
Well,
it's
Another good time.
gee, thanks.
Well, I mean, okay, so because this is extremely interesting, though, because you were in.
Here, actually, let's do a wrap up of this one. We'll stop and start a new one for that kind of portion.
All right, thanks for listening to another episode of Cigars and Sea Stories. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. Go ahead, leave a comment for us. Your comments make this show. Cue the music. What
what the fuck is an outro?
Go drop it.
That's exactly how he does
Just
it.
go
Yeah,
drop a deuce. I'm wondering what he's doing.